You're listening to the Entrepreneur Ignited podcast, where we aim to simplify online business so you can make more money. Now, here's your host, Derek Gale.
Hi, this is Derek Gale, your host of the Entrepreneur Ignited podcast, and I want to welcome you to our very first episode. And to kick things off, I want to answer the question of, well, who is this podcast for? And, I think the best way to explain it is this podcast is really for the aspiring entrepreneurs of the world. The people, regardless of age, race, or gender, that have made the choice that you're no longer happy with the standard path in life that society has laid out for us. You're not happy with the go to school, get a job, trade time for money roadmap that we've been taught all our lives, and for some reason we keep teaching our upcoming generations. I want to share with you a quote, and it's one of my favorite quotes about entrepreneurship. And the reason it's one of my favorites is because there's so much truth behind it. And that is this: entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. That's who this podcast is for. It's for the crazy people, those nonconformists who decided to say, screw the 9 to 5 and find a better way forward. But not just any better way, a better way using what is now the most powerful business platform of this era. And that's the internet. We're at the beginning of a new era, an era where regular people can start businesses in your spare time with minimal investment, minimal risk, where you can not only make more money than you ever thought possible, but also have a life that you can live on your own terms, where you can work where you want, where you can work when you want, and you can actually do something you love. And in my books, that is truly the ultimate freedom. A freedom I've had for many, many years now, and a freedom that I want to share with as many people as possible. So now, knowing that, let's talk about what you can expect in the future episodes of the Entrepreneur Ignited podcast. Now, first, let me be clear. On this podcast, you're not going to find fluff and hype and, get-rich-quick BS. And I really want to highlight that last point, get-rich-quick BS. The fact is if you want to start and grow a business on the internet, it's going to take commitment. It's going to take time. But as my favorite quote I just shared with you says, if you want to live the rest of your life like most people can't, you need to be prepared to spend some time living life like most people won't. Now, I don't want to scare you off. Does that mean you need to neglect your family, your friends, your health, lock yourself in a room at your computer for the next 2 years? No, absolutely not. But you know what? It may mean making some changes. It may mean turning off the TV a little more often, spending a little less time on Facebook and YouTube, and maximizing the time you have to achieve the results you want. So, to do this, to help you, to enable you going forward, there's going to be 2 episode formats in this podcast. The first episode format is simply going to be me training you. On these episodes, I'm going to be sharing strategies and tools that you can take away to start and grow your business on the internet, to make more money and join that new era of entrepreneurs that are living life in your own terms. And I'll be pulling real examples from my businesses, how I'm living that life, showing you how I'm doing it. It's not theory, it's practical. Here's how I do this, so you can take it away and model that in your life to achieve that result. Now, the second episode format is going to be the interview format. Over the past 15 years, I've had the privilege of connecting with and getting to know some incredible entrepreneurs and experts from around the world. And we've already queued up a lineup of amazing people that I'm going to be bringing to you so you can learn from them. From massively successful entrepreneurs running 7, 8-figure businesses you've probably never even heard of, to best-selling authors and experts, industry leaders. And you know what? If you think you're a good fit for this show, head on over to entrepreneurignited.com/contact and send me a brief overview of your idea for an episode, and my team and I'll review it and get back to you ASAP and see if you're actually a fit. So, what do we do next? Well, if this podcast sounds like something that's going to be of benefit to you, that's going to help you achieve your goals, head on over to iTunes. Subscribe to this podcast. In the podcast area on iTunes, just search Derek Gale or Entrepreneur Ignited, and you'll find us in the business category, and subscribe. And you know what? While you're there, if you like what you hear in this podcast, go ahead, leave a review. We'd love to hear from you. And then make sure you visit entrepreneurignited.com if you're not already there. And on Entrepreneur Ignited, you're going to be able to view past episodes of these podcasts, get the show notes from those, get all the links that we talked about, the resources. So if you were listening to this podcast and you're like, oh, I missed that URL, or hey, there's a free gift one of our experts has brought. If you missed the URL, just head over to the website, find that episode, and you'll find all the links in the show notes. You'll also find blog posts, training, downloads, tools, resources, videos that aren't part of this podcast but have a mission, and that mission is to enable you, to help you succeed in achieving your dreams, your goals, building your business on the internet. And let's not forget good old social media. I'd love to connect with you on social. You can find me on social at facebook.com/Derek Gale. That's DerekGehl. Or if you're a Pinterest user, you'll find me on Pinterest, and I have a big board there at pinterest.com/Derek Gale. Again, DerekGehl. And on YouTube, we have a YouTube channel there where we're consistently posting how-to videos of tools we use, resources we use, and lots of powerful things that you'll be able to apply in your business. And you can find our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Derek Gale, DerekGehl. And last but not least, at the end of every episode, don't forget you can visit Entrepreneur Ignited /podcast to access the show notes. And like I said a moment ago, that'll have all the links and resources that were mentioned in the episode, plus a transcription of the entire episode. And don't forget to leave a comment while you're there. I always love to hear from our listeners. So we've got an incredible lineup of podcasts coming up. They're going to be packed with tools, strategies, information, interviews that are going to benefit you, help you join that new era of entrepreneurs. So I want to thank you for listening to our very first episode. Now it's time to go forth and make your life extraordinary. I'll see you in the next episode.
You're listening to the Entrepreneur Ignited podcast, where we aim to simplify online business so you can make more money. Now, here's your host, Derek Gale.